Little Mermaid is currently in theaters as of May 2023, and this review will be spoiler free, but is this movie worth a watch? My name is Chris, and I'm here to give you 5 reasons if this movie is worth checking out. The story of The Little Mermaid follows the same plotline of the original Disney animated classic from 1989, with that being the main character of Ariel, who is a young mermaid princess that struggles with her life purpose. She's always felt like an outcast by following her inquisitive intuition, even by disobeying her own father, who is the almighty King Triton. She forms a strong desire with the human world by collecting many different items and eventually grows feelings for a human boy who goes by Prince Eric. She then eventually gets manipulated by the sea witch Ursula to make a deal with her by trading her beautiful singing voice for human legs so she could be with Prince Eric and discover more of the world above. But little does she know that everything comes with a cost, and she soon finds out that this deal is not what she thought her life would become. So my number 5 reason to go watch this in theaters is pretty obvious, but it's the music. Halle Bailey does such an amazing job at giving a brilliant performance by also adding her own little twist to some of the notes. They kept the songs and the melodies pretty similar to the classics, which we all appreciate. However, there are 2 new songs that they added to this remake of The Little Mermaid, with that being a song for Prince Eric and a random ass rap song. Now hear me out, because I actually enjoyed the song from Prince Eric because in this new remake we actually see a different side of him that we never got from the original. Plus, in my opinion, I think the dude could sing. Now for the random ass rap song, your boy Chris was just really not into it because it just hit at literally a random moment in regards to the energy of the movie. I understand why they did it to explain everything in the heat of the moment, but to me, it just did not feel well with the overall movie. Now my 4th reason is the story, because they kept everything pretty much the same from what I could recall from the original classic, and as fans from the original, that's what we want to see. You know, don't throw me off with no random side quests or plotline if it doesn't benefit the story. Here they make a few new additions to some of the characters, and I do think that this was a good thing, which leads me to my 3rd reason to watch this movie, with that being Prince Eric, played by Jonah King. So with this story and film in general, you have the characters, but then you have actors and what they bring to that character. The screenwriters did a great job at showing us early on how Prince Eric is as a person and his ambitions. The actor Jonah, in my opinion, was very likable because of this new backstory they showed us, unlike the original where you just have some random white dude as a prince. And here Eric shows much vulnerability and humility as a leader and a lover boy. And when I say lover boy, that's because I thought him and Halle had great screen chemistry throughout the entire movie to keep the audience engaged to see if they would even work out in the end. And now this is where I kind of went back and forth through my top 2 reasons to check out this movie. Both of these actors and characters were truly consistent throughout the entire movie and what kept the energy in the movie alive. So for my number 2 reason is what keeps you laughing every 10 minutes, and that's all because of Sebastian, played by David Diggs. The Jamaican accent portrayed with his perfect comedic timing was just flawless every time he spoke. I really enjoyed this character and hearing all these funny punchlines that brought back so many memories of the original Sebastian character. But let's be real, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Little Mermaid herself with this new version played by Halle Bailey. I remember there was so much controversy about the casting of her since she looked nothing like the original, but I totally agree with Disney that if she was the best singer and person who embodied the personality and spirit of Ariel in the auditions, that she was absolutely meant to play this role. And let me tell you, if you have 2 eyes and 2 ears and you've watched this new version, then she totally knocked it out the park, which most of us expected. I wouldn't say her acting performance was a 10 out of 10 since she's mainly a singer and new to acting, but there were so many moments where she stole the show. Plus, I appreciate how they kept her hair somewhat natural and not completely straight. Representation is so important to all cultures, especially when done right and with the right person. So I had no issues with this, but if I missed something, then let me know down in the comments. But other than that, if you watch the trailer, then that's the type of animation to expect. Do not go into this expecting Avatar 2 type of visual effects, because you definitely won't get that underwater style. The art is very straightforward, with actors simply acting and their hair floating, which I was okay with. I was also okay with Melissa McCarthy playing the villain and really enjoyed most of her scenes. However, there were moments where her familiar comedy style was shining through, and then you just remember, well, that's just Melissa McCarthy and not Ursula. I feel like when you have an actor who truly embodies a character to where you forget about the actor themselves, then that's when they've done a great job. I do think they could have trimmed some scenes to shorten the runtime, since this movie did feel long at times. Not to say drag, because I thought the pacing was good, but certain sequences or songs could have been removed or shortened. Despite some of these negatives, if it weren't for the actors playing Sebastian and Ariel, I would say this was okay. But because they consistently brought good, fun energy to every scene, this movie was most definitely a vibe.
She got legs, you idiot.
And by that, it's a good movie. Maybe not great, but with Disney's inconsistent live-action remakes, this movie was shockingly, surprisingly good. This is a movie that I personally would watch again, and I definitely recommend you checking out, especially if you have major love for the original. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments, what you loved or hated most about this new version of The Little Mermaid. And if you enjoyed this video, consider liking it. And if you're new here, consider subscribing this so you can stay updated with more fun reviews uploaded weekly. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.